And so hey, Laurel. So Laurel's going to be talking about simple food hacks that kickstart metabolism, burn fat, and heal the body. Would you like to discover powerful food hacks you can kickstart your metabolism and lose weight for good without being hungry? Vicki, Laurel Eden has taught hundreds of people how to get healthy, lose up to 30 pounds in the first 10 weeks, and lose weight for good. Cravings and brain fog, improve their energy, and have eliminated blood pressure and diabetes medications. Laurel is known as pioneering whole health weight loss coach for mind, body, and spirit. Her proven system combines cutting-edge metabolism hacks with powerful mental reconditioning techniques to rewire the mind to desire real healthy food. She used the same hacks to lose 20 pounds and 2.25 inches on her waist in just 7 weeks. And that was very good. Watch this groundbreaking live training so you can finally get healthy and lose weight once and for all. Laurel, take it away. Thank you.
Hi. Oh my God, so happy to be here. So happy to virtually see everyone, all the New Life peeps. Woohoo! Love it. Love that we can connect in this forum. I'm so happy to be here. So I am Laurell Eden. I put my contact info there in the chat if everyone wants to get in touch later on. And I believe we'll have a Q&A later, private Q&A room, and people can talk more. So I am what I call a whole health weight loss coach for mind, body, and spirit. We need mindset and nutrition because we need both of these pieces together when we're working to achieve our health goals, our weight loss goals, and most importantly, to lose weight for good. I'm going to talk to you today about health hacks for metabolism, because having a healthy metabolism keeps us healthy and keeps us at a healthy weight. These things are linked. And they're not linked in the way that most people think, which is about how much fat we're eating or not eating, right? We know the connection between obesity and disease like diabetes or high blood pressure, but what we're mistaken about very often is the cause. We are finally recognizing that is what is making us sick, and fat is the same thing. And doctors are beginning to call it metabolic syndrome, which means that we're finally recognizing that the issue is one of metabolism. And the cause is not fat in our food, like saturated fat, like everyone thought previously. It turns out that the main culprit is sugar. And the sugar that's being added to our food as an ingredient by food companies. And of course, everyone is starting to finally know about high fructose corn syrup, right? What I teach my clients is a powerful 3-part system for kickstarting and healing metabolism. So that's what to eat, when to eat, and how to optimize the health of your gut bacteria to kickstart metabolism. Because what we've learned, and what we're learning more and more, is that gut bacteria are actually part of our endocrine system. They make hormones, which can speed up or slow down our metabolism, which of course affects our weight and our health. So we're going to discuss 2 parts of this 3-part system today. I'm going to give you as much info as I can, and then you can contact me for the rest. But, you know, before I found this research and the hacks and the techniques to actually apply it, because, you know, research is great on paper, I had been gaining about 10 pounds a year for, 5 years, right? And I had about 50 pounds to lose. I'll show you my pictures. I tried every combination of calories, from what a normal human being should be allowed to eat, all the way down to like what you would feed a small gerbil. And I was still gaining weight. And when I used these techniques, I lost 20 pounds in 7 weeks, like this, even though I had been struggling for all that time. And I'm going to give you 2 big pieces of that 3-part system today that made it possible for me to do that. And I'm not alone. My clients lose up to 30 pounds in the first 10 weeks, as Mark said. And more importantly, a lot of them are getting off blood pressure medicine and diabetes medicine. So that's just incredible and rewarding for me. So after teaching hundreds of people these weight loss hacks, health hacks, so that they could do what I did and do way better than me, actually, I've learned that there is one fundamental reason, one giant myth that keeps us struggling so hard. And it is the same reason for everybody. You're going to find out what that is. Yeah, a little teaser there. But it's going to blow your mind, and it's going to blow up all your ideas about what you knew about weight loss. And at the end of this little training, join me in the Q&A, reach out to me. I'm going to show you how you can get my help and support to use these techniques in a proven step-by-step, foolproof, easy system so that you can finally get healthy and lose weight quickly and lose it for good, because that's the most important thing here. So here we go. Most people believe they already know how to lose weight, which is the biggest obstacle to losing weight. I was one of those people, so I know. Everybody tells us just eat less and move more. Just eat fewer calories and expend more energy. Just burn more calories than you're taking in, right? That it's this simple equation, and you'll lose weight. And everyone believes this. We accept it without question, like it's a physical law like gravity, even though it's not working for us, right? So think about that. Maybe if we starve ourselves and like really suffer and deprive ourselves, we lose that weight, right? And then we gain it back. And then instead of questioning the method, we blame ourselves. We think, well, this is weight loss science, so who am I to question that? I'm just trying hard, and that's just not trying hard enough, right? So I'm gonna share my screen. Give me a moment. Go to share screen. There we go. And here we go. And hopefully that's everyone can see that. All right. So the cutting edge research, how do I move this so I can see my notes? There we go. That works. Okay. So the cutting edge research being brought to light right now by pioneering doctors and researchers is making a lot of the conventional advice we've all gotten before about weight loss and health just completely outdated. Anyone still telling you to count calories or points? Anyone still telling you that you absolutely need to exercise to lose weight, or telling you to eat small meals through the whole day so that you don't slow down your metabolism should have their own case in a museum next to this guy. Okay, this is an accurate photo of almost every weight loss expert out there right now that doesn't have the information on metabolism that you're going to get right now. I call him Starvosaurus because weight loss experts want to starve you. So take my hand, people. I'm here to rescue you from the advice of the ancient reptiles. I was approaching 50 years old. I was perimenopausal. I was overweight. I had gained weight before in my life. But this was the first time that I couldn't turn it around with all my tips and tricks that I thought I knew so much about, right? And it was scary. I mean, just like full disclosure, scary, right? First, I'm like, oh, it's 30 pounds, then it's 40, then it's 50, right? And the bus I was on, was headed for a cliff. And no matter what I did, I couldn't turn it around. And I was following all the conventional advice, like we said, which doesn't work for most people, or it doesn't work long term. And I'm sorry to say, especially it doesn't work for people over 40 and women over 40 who have additional hormonal and metabolic concerns, which I had. Of course, I had those. I had everything you could think of having, yeah. So I worked out twice a day, in case you're wondering about that part of it. And I'm not talking like sweating at the oldies here, right? I'm talking P90X Tempo in the morning and Insanity with Shanti. And as much as I love Tony Horton, and I'm a little in love with Shanti, I mean, looking at Shanti is my cardio, right? I just wasn't losing any weight. And while I was doing that, I tried every combination of calories. So you say, well, maybe you're eating too much, maybe you're eating too little. Yeah, okay. So I was very scientific about it. I tried 1,200 calories, then 900 calories. And this is really embarrassing, but I just want to tell you, I even tried 750 calories a day. And no matter how much or how little, I still could not lose weight because I had bad information. And thank God I was unwilling to give up. So after digging through scientific research on metabolism, articles, scientific journals, interviews with doctors, right? I came across cutting edge research about what to eat, when to eat, and how gut bacteria affects metabolism. Look at that, right? And what was different about this first piece of research I found was that it wasn't organized by a food company or a meal replacement or a sports drink company. It was put together by a brilliant and heart-centered doctor named Dr. David Ludwig. There he is. Dr. Ludwig would go home and cry because he couldn't help his weight loss patients with the information that he learned in medical school. So he started doing his own research, and the first study that I came across made me realize that everything I thought I knew about weight loss was just wrong. And this led me to more information. Like once I was on the right track, right? I started to find people like Dr. Jason Fung and Dave Asprey and Miriam Calamian. And then I started to read the studies that they were all referencing, okay? All these courageous and pioneering doctors and biohackers. So over several months, I compiled all of the most effective techniques based on the research and results that I was reading about, and I created a program for myself. Now I have this kind of like scientific mind, and I could put myself in it. I was like, you know, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and this looks good. I'm going to take this piece, right? So I stopped doing all that insane cardio. I was working out a half hour a week with some weights, some really light weights, right? And I followed my plan. And that is when I lost 20 pounds in 7 weeks. So it's 51 days to be exact. And I'm 5'3.5", right? Like extra half. So 20 pounds coming off me is like I lost a baby rhinoceros. Okay, so these are my before and after pictures. This is that is 7 weeks. Okay, and then this is another 12 weeks. Okay, so now this is after struggling all this time, and people will tell you, you know, that it was kind of miraculous, which is how I ended up coaching, because people started saying, well, what did you do? What did you do? And I tried to give them all this information, like, well, you could read this book and these, 100 studies. And then finally, I just put it together the way I put it together for myself as a program for everyone else. And let me tell you, if I can do this, you can do it. Okay, I lead people through this. I have a 12-week program. All right, there's nothing special about me. I gathered the information, I turned it into a system, which now, thank God, is a proven, repeatable process that my clients are using to lose up to 30 pounds in the first 10 weeks, and they're keeping it off. So this research is out there. I just haven't seen anyone yet put it together in an easy to follow step-by-step system. So whatever you think your challenges are, or you think you're some especially hard case, like, well, this won't work for me, right? That's what I thought, right? I promise you, you are not. There is nothing genetically wrong with you. You are not lacking in willpower. You just have bad information, like I used to have, right? I want you to know these techniques, if you use them, they will work. They have to, because they're based on what's really going on hormonally and metabolically with the body. Right? I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute. So losing weight and maintaining a healthy weight is all about metabolism. Here we come to the training part here, not calorie counting. There are 3 main biological hacks that I teach in terms of having a healthy fat burning metabolism, and we're gonna learn about 2. And the first has to do with sugar and insulin. And we're going to spend the most time on that because that's the one that's the most important. So let's start with the giant misconception, this big myth. I'm going to tell you the most important fact you could ever know about weight loss and health It's the thing probably that no one has ever told you, and it's about sugar. Are you ready? Sugar isn't fattening because of calories. Sugar is fattening because over time, it damages your metabolism. Sugar becomes more and more fattening over time as you age because it slows down and damages your metabolism. Oh, let that sink in a little. And it's also going to clear up a few things that we've also thought, right? Because you know how when you're a kid, you think you could eat anything and burn it off, and a lot of us can, right? Or you used to be able, when you needed to lose a few pounds, like eat salad and go running, right? And it used to work, but now it doesn't anymore. Oh, right, okay. And as you get older, you say, oh my God, I swear I'm hardly eating any food and I'm still getting weight. And I swear I'm eating less food than other people and I'm still getting weight. Yeah, well, unfortunately, you're right, okay? And this is why, but there is something we can do about it. So in a laboratory, a calorie is a calorie, but in your body, that is not the case. So 100 calories of almonds and 100 calories of M&Ms will not behave the same way metabolically in your body. Not all calories are equal. Sugar slows down and damages metabolism over time. So let's talk about what I call the body weight thermostat. Imagine you had a device strapped on your arm that you could program your body weight on it. Wouldn't that be awesome? The same way that you can set the room temperature on a thermostat. So think about sugar like this. Every time you eat sugar and sugary foods, it's like you're hitting the up arrow on your body weight. You're programming your body to store more fat and setting your increased body weight to be your new normal. This is called the body set weight. It is the weight your body is being programmed to maintain. And our bodies are actually being programmed by biological signals. And the most powerful one, the big capo of the crime family, is insulin. The more sugar and sugary foods that we eat, the more insulin the body makes. And the more we hit the up arrow on the body set weight. I'll take a sip here of my water. And I'm going to go back to my slide presentation. Let's do that. Okay, here we go. So what do I mean by sugar and sugary foods? Okay, well, first category, obvious sugar like table sugar and desserts and candy and ice cream, right? Second category is highly refined grains, like white bread, muffins, bagels, because the flour they're made with our, modern technology is so fine, like powder. It makes the food delicious, but unfortunately, it breaks down into sugar and raises your blood sugar really quickly. I mean, you just look at a muffin and it raises your blood sugar. Okay, I'm just kidding, right? Obviously, very soon after. White potato, hold on, what happened there? Oh yeah, there we go, white potato. So a baked potato or French fries is actually higher on the glycemic index than table sugar. So that means that a baked white potato will raise your blood sugar more than sugar, which is just crazy, I know, and no one tells us this. So why is this a problem? Okay, well, here's a simplified biology lesson. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen again. Okay, here's a simplified biology lesson. There we go, stop share. When we eat, the pancreas makes insulin. Insulin is a signal, it's like a little knock on the cell wall from the blood to tell the cells in the body to open up and take in sugar and nutrients. This is normal, right? But what's happened in the last 60 years is that we are eating more sugar and sugary foods than ever before in the history of being human. And our bodies are not built for this. So what's going on is that we're having our muffin for breakfast and our sandwich and fries for lunch, and then protein and a potato for dinner, plus all the snacks we're having during the day, the chips, the snack bars, the power bars that are supposed to be good for us, right? And sugar and high fructose corn syrup, that's been added to all that stuff and added to our food for the last 60 years. Obviously, they do it because sugar tastes good and it's addictive, right? But they're adding refined grains to our food as well, which is also spiking our insulin levels. So between the sugar and the added sugar and the white potato and the pulverized, highly refined grains in our food, for the modern person, our blood sugar is going up so high, so fast, so many times during the day that the body is making more insulin to deal with the sugar than ever before in the history of being human. So what's going on when you're eating your bagel or your sandwich and your blood sugar goes up and insulin knocks on the cell wall and says, hey, I've got some sugar, I've got some energy for you, right? The cells say, in our cute little example, we've got all the sugar we need. We're good. You had a muffin this morning, right? We can't fit any more sugar in here. So the body starts to panic, thinking, well, we have to get the sugar out of the bloodstream. We've got to get the blood sugar level down. So pancreas makes more insulin so we can knock louder. No, really, you have to open up, right? This forces the cells to open up and take in the sugar, forces the body to make more fat cells to store the sugar. Oh, this is why we're all sick and overweight. So we are eating a dangerous amount of sugar. It's damaging our metabolism. It's causing us to gain weight and creating type 2 diabetes because our pancreas can't keep up with the amount of sugar we're eating. In 1958, it's estimated that less than 1% of the population could expect to get diabetes. Today, it is closer to 10% because of all the sugar and sugary foods we're eating and because of all the sugar hidden in the ingredients in our food. And to put this in real terms, and I'm sorry that this is harsh, but I'm going to give it to you straight, right? If we didn't have synthetic insulin as a medication, we would realize how serious this is. And we wouldn't have people saying, well, you know, I'm diabetic, but I'm going to eat the cheesecake and I'll just take more insulin, right? We would like that kind of thinking, or doctors actually telling us that that's okay, right? Because if we didn't have insulin medication, think about this. If almost 1 in 10 of us are diabetic, that means that 10% of us would be dead without that medicine. And I know that isn't cheerful, but it's something we need to hear because we need to really take it seriously, right? So let's get back to body weight. So I'm going to share my screen again with you. Share screen. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to tell you all about this amazing rat study. Okay, not that rat study. I don't know what that was about. Okay. Okay, another rat study. So in a study published in the Lancet, Dr. David Ludwig and his colleagues found that excessive weight gain is not caused by eating too many calories. It's caused by having consistently high insulin levels, which we just talked about, but it gets even better. Here was the study, 18 weeks, which apparently is about 15 rat years, 2 groups of rats, identical weight. One group was fed a starch from white potato, digests quickly, raises insulin levels quickly. Group 2 was given a starch from beans, which digests more slowly. Now this is gonna blow your minds. The object of the study was to keep the rats at the same weight. Beginning at 7 weeks, the white potato group had to be fed less food to keep them at the same weight as the rats in the other group, which is evidence that their metabolism was slowing down. So at the end of 18 weeks, the rats eating the potato starch were eating way less food, but they weighed exactly the same as the other rats. Right? Does this sound familiar to anybody? It does to me. I was that rat, right? Barely eating and barely burning any fat and saying, I swear to God, I'm eating less than other people and I'm not losing weight. Like how, why, right? If it sounds familiar to you too, well, this is the reason, right? But here's the really shocking part. Even though both groups weighed exactly the same, at the end of the study, the potato starch rats had 70% more body fat. And the other rats had more muscle with the same amount of activity, just from not spiking their insulin as much. So it's not like these rats with more muscle. It's not like they were like pumping little rat barbells or they had a personal trainer or something, right? So this study and other research like it completely defies the standard weight loss advice to cut back on calories. Like we can't just look at this in a vacuum. We have to see what's going on with the entire body, right? Weight gain and weight loss mostly have to do with metabolism and insulin, not calories, all right? Just really quickly gonna show you, and then we will take some questions. This is Beth Ann. I show her to you because she was a nurse. Okay, she could swear she was eating healthy and that she knew what to do, and for good reason, right? She is a nurse, but she kept gaining weight and her blood sugar levels were out of control. She registered for my 12-week program, and to let you know, in the program between weeks 5 and 10, we eat only like low glycemic foods, which means we are gradually weaning everyone off of sweets, and we just do this for 5 weeks. It's not forever, but we want to kickstart metabolism and get people start thinking healthy, eating healthy, right? For 5 weeks, we eat only vegetables, protein, any kind of protein, fish, eggs, poultry, meat, dairy, as long as you're not sensitive to it, right? Nuts, nut butter, and all the droops. The droops are olives, coconut, avocado. There is a lot of food to eat, so you don't have to be hungry. You can eat until you're full, which makes this easy. It's way easier than counting calories, counting points, and being hungry, right? It's sustainable, it's easy. So you're not eating foods that are gonna spike your blood sugar, but there's plenty of food to eat. So if you can, I'll read a testimonial from Beth Ann so we can see how this works, right? She says, "You've changed my life. Not only am I in control of my eating habits and my weight, but I now feel in control of my life. I've lost 50 pounds so far. By this point, it's a lot more than that. Before the program, I thought I was eating healthy, but my blood sugar continued to climb thanks to your program and under the supervision of my MD, of course. I am now off diabetes medicine. And the beautiful thing is she no longer has this weird, unexplained pain that everyone was just calling fibromyalgia. It disappeared." This is David, and I show him to you because David also similar, right? David, I lost 27 pounds and 5 inches on my waist in 10 weeks. After 12 weeks, my doctor told me I no longer had to take metformin, which is a diabetes medicine for those of you who don't know. So that is some of what happens. So that is the first metabolism hack, what to eat. And it's the most powerful. So if you can do this just for 5 weeks, and you can do anything for 5 weeks, okay? And if you want to do it in a group program and do it with us, a lot better, right? You're going to start getting healthier and lose weight. So again, protein, lots of vegetables, 75% vegetables, ideally. Pardon me. Dairy, nuts, the droops like avocado, again, you're going to finally start to get healthier, lose weight, not because you're eating fewer calories, right? But because you're giving your poor pancreas a break. You're beginning to slowly heal your metabolism and bring your hormones into a healthy balance. That is the short version, right? So simple biology lesson number 2. I'm going to tell you how the body burns fat and how you lose weight. Now, when I tell this to doctors, they tell me, I've never heard anyone say it so succinctly and clearly before. So here it is. Your body can turn sugar into fat to store it. That's what it does. It stores food for us when we're going to need it, right? Body can turn sugar into fat to store it. But if we keep eating sugar and sugary foods, the body has no reason to burn the fat to turn it back into sugar for energy, because the body can reverse that process. So if you stop eating sugary foods, your body will need sugar for energy, and it will transform that fat back into sugar, meaning it will burn fat. But if you keep eating sugar, your body has no reason to burn fat to make sugar. It will just keep storing fat. There it is. That simple. And why does no one tell us this? I have plenty of reasons why. We're not going to get into that, but it's so simple. Doesn't that already change what you're thinking and how you're feeling about what you're eating? Because you know what's actually happening metabolically, right? And once we have a significant amount of body fat, our hormones are completely different than this. So this prehistoric calories in, calories out model doesn't work anymore, right? So there's an overriding principle that's going to be like a shortcut for you. You can't focus on losing weight without also focusing on being healthy. Okay? These two things go together. It's either not going to work or it's only going to work short term. For instance, if you take a list of the foods I just gave you, and you're going to do what most of the keto community does, which is saying, well, I'm only interested in losing weight. And if this is what I can eat, then I'm not going to eat any vegetables, right? I'm going to just live on bacon, chopped meat, and cheddar cheese, right? The problem with that is, although you will probably lose some weight short term, that in order for your metabolism to be healthy and for your hormonal system to be healthy, your gut bacteria also have to be healthy. And your body needs to not be inflamed and loaded with toxins. So your body not only needs the nutrients from vegetables, but it needs the fiber and polyphenols and the anti-inflammatory properties of vegetables and herbs. These are essential to your gut health and hormone health. They're so essential that I would go so far as to say vegetables actively make us thin, which is the second piece of what we're going to touch on really quickly here. I want to tell you, recent research tells us that thinner people actually have different gut bacteria. They have a lot more of what is called Bacteroidetes, and you can't take it as a probiotic. We're all waiting for that one, right? But you can feed the healthy gut bacteria. And this bacteria is associated with being thin. And guess how you do that? Fiber and polyphenols, vegetables. So once again, vegetables aren't just healthy because of the nutrients. They actively make us thin. So whatever reason that you sat through my presentation today, whatever you've been doing, if you've been struggling with your health, your weight, you've been ping-ponging like a lot of us, right? Maybe this is a relatively new challenge. Maybe this is something that's been going on a long time. I do want to tell you that I have a 12-week program called the Body Up program, Body Up Weight Loss Revolution, which combines nutritional upgrades and mental upgrades, which means habit rewiring. Okay, I'm going to show you a very, very quick video, and then we're gonna get into the Q&A room. Okay, we're sharing. That's good. All right, here we go. Oh, what's going on? There we go. I am here.
Laurell, you may need to audio share also. share also audio. We cannot hear.
Oh, got you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. I forgot to put the
Share with audio. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, let me go back just a little bit then. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Problem.
All right.
Wait, ping pong. I used to hate that game, but I don't play it anymore because I have the information, the hacks, the techniques that I'm going to share with you.
I was excited about it because I only try weight loss programs that combined mind and body, that combined the mental with the physical, and she really nailed that. I do happen to be an expert in theories of learning and motivation. To make lasting change, you have to make small incremental changes and reinforce them with repetition. A+ on that one.
I've lost 25 pounds, 3.5 inches from my waist.
Somebody saw me and they say that you're going like this, 3 or 4 inches off of each.
Off your waist and off your hips.
Mhm.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
I've lost 40 pounds and it's the easiest thing that I've ever done.
5 inches off my waist and 27 pounds.
30 pounds and 5.5 inches.
20 pounds and 3 inches on my waist.
All right.
The end of 10 weeks, I've lost 30 pounds, 9 inches off my waist.
About 25 pounds. I also stopped my blood pressure medicine.
I lost 27 pounds in 10 weeks, 5 inches off my waist. I saw my GP. He said, listen, you can get off metformin.
I had to actually drill a hole in my belt because it didn't fit anymore.
3.25 inches on my waist and 2.5 inches on my hips. So easy. I feel better. I sleep better. I don't really have any brain fog anymore. It was bad.
By being able to eat what I can eat and as much as I want to, I'm satiated. I don't feel like I'm depriving my body at all. And I'm still losing weight. It's going to be the easiest thing for people. This is going to change your life forever.
I feel like I found the golden ticket.
Thank you, Laurell. You're the best.
All these people that you speak of, that you've read their studies, I believe that your name is going to be just as well known or more well known than all of them because you're incredible and the world needs to know about you.
Oh, thank you, Dee.
She's really sweet, obviously. So I'm going to just put my contact information in here really quickly. If anyone has questions, you can find me at bodyupcoaching.com or contact@bodyupcoaching.com. Happy to answer everyone's questions. I wish I could do like a Vulcan mind meld. Like I wish I could just take everything I had in my head and just put it in everyone's head. But I'm doing my best to do that. And, and that's why I'm here, because it doesn't have to be so hard, you know? So
Laurell,
thank you. Yeah, thanks everybody.
We're gonna bring you into room 23 if you like.
Perfect.
Okay, great. Everybody who wants to follow Laurell, just go, she'll go with her to room 23. Vicky, if you can put Laurell in room 23, that would be wonderful. And thank you, Laurell. And for those that want to stay, Gail Thackeray is coming into this room and Tracy Ash is coming into room number 2. And you were great. Thank you so much.